Let's start our journey by becoming very relaxed. Notice how your breathing moves in and out of you without any effort at all. Feel how your breath goes in down your throat, circles inside your lungs, and moves out again, away from you. As you breathe in and out, your chest expands very gently, your shoulders rise a tiny amount, and then you return to how you were before. And that breathing is like a great slow wheel of life, drifting into your body, energizing it, and moving out again away from you. That wheel of breath never stops, so allow your body to gently rise and fall with each breath, as if you're moving under the water to a great current in the ocean that drifts you back and forth like a forest of kelp, moving this way and the other, without any effort at all. You notice that you're becoming more relaxed. It seems like inside of you is a series of caverns, all empty, and the breath that you're taking in is a dry, dusty wind, drifting down through those empty places, all the way down your arms, exploring down into your chest. When you breathe in, that can go down past your waist, down your legs to the feet. There's nobody inside your body except that wind, that quiet breath. Move around, exploring all the different places. The part of you that thinks now is a little speck. It normally lives up between the eyes, but it's so light, it's been picked up by this breeze, this slow breath moving in and out. Your consciousness can move around inside you, exploring those many caverns laid out along your limbs. Now bring yourself back up into the head once more. If any parts of your body feel a little bit tense, a little bit strained, or perhaps locked in position, if the muscles haven't remembered that they can let go now, take your breath to those areas and breathe warmth through those muscles, over those bones, through any parts of you that might be damaged or hurting a little bit from the day. Breathe there and massage your breath through those parts. Let the warmth build through all of your body. Now your body, as you breathe in and out, is golden, light, filled with warmth, totally relaxed. You know you can leave your body here quite safely. It will be here when we return again in a little while. Now, with your out breath, let that speck of you that thinks drift outwards. In your mind's eye, imagine that you're walking forwards through a forest in the height of summer. Breathe deeply and sense the richness of that forest air going into your bloodstream. Feel that earthiness entering your bones. Feel how each cell that's touched stands to attention, rejuvenated. You can smell from the forest floor the mat of moist, rotting leaves. In places in the bark, sap is leaking downwards in slow motion. Reach out as you drift on forwards. Run your fingers over that rough bark. Feel soft moss under your fingertips. As the leaves go by, try rolling them between your thumb and your fingers. You can feel whether they're younger, spring growths, whether they're older, seasoned summer leaves. Are they rich and green? Or do they seem a little bit burned by the hot winds of summer? The forest is surrounding you. Keep breathing deeply of its air. Feel part of this single processing unit, the living component, a cell with legs made of many trunks, all covered in a single canopy skin of green. Let the forest build up around you, knowing that you're part of it. As you move underneath the boughs of the trees, you hear wings fluttering up there, an overhead scampering, all indications that you're not alone. Try craning your neck back, moving your head so that the ceiling of leaves and boughs moves left and right. The creatures are wise, they keep hidden. Sense far beyond the green and the brown up there, occasional flashes of blue, the open sky. This forest seems timeless as you drift onwards, passing through shafts of sunlight. Sunlight that somehow has made it to the forest floor down here, finding you where it can warm your skin for a second. Your body's moving on autopilot, weaving its own way through the tree trunks, letting the trees direct which way it goes. You're moving onwards through a maze of bark. The ground under you is soft and yielding. You walk on moss, occasionally on a harder root half buried in soil, feeling completely safe, walking at your own pace in no hurry, breathing in the peace of this forest. Weave your own pathway between these trunks. You reach a clearing inside this forest. Feel space expanding around you. The trees pull back. At the center is the largest tree you've yet met. It rises up, its trunk as thick as a house. Its boughs stretching out tower over you, each one thick enough to be a tree in its own right. Radiating outwards, pushing into and filling the sky. This tree is thousands of years old. It feels like its shadow swallows you whole. Again, try craning your neck back in your mind's eye, taking in the branches overhead, running this way and that like bridges. Rustling up there, movement, many tiny watching eyes. All the creatures living in this great tree, whose lives depend on it. The insects, the birds, squirrels, caterpillars, and now you. As you draw nearer under the tree's great mass, think what it means to you right now, this world tree. We are before the trunk of this great world tree now. It rears up like a sheer cliff of bark that's furred into valleys of moss. Before it, you feel tinier than an ant facing a skyscraper. You are tiny, you've shrunk, but you can reach out still and you can grab a handful of that moss. And you'll find as well your toes are tensing, ready to find secure footholds in that bark. No matter how tiny your body has become, it's still full of great strength. And with a flexing of your muscles, grab hard onto that moss, dig your toes into the bark, and begin to hoist yourself upwards. Begin to climb the world tree. As you coordinate your muscles, enjoying the movement, your hands and feet will easily find places to slot into in that bark. It seems like you've got a limitless energy coiling inside you. You hoist yourself higher. The forest floor is beginning to drop away rapidly. Let's leave down on that forest floor something you have that's a worry, a problem, or a fear. Without unpacking that worry or fear, draw it to the front of your mind so you know what it is. And as you continue climbing, feeling yourself rise, imagine that your worry or problem or fear has been left under a thick coating of moss. It's down there on the forest floor and it's being held down by tree roots, the needles, the fallen leaves. Soon, that worry, fear, or problem is far below you, You can feel how it's held underneath a mat of organic matter. It's separate from you. You've been climbing a little time now. You're still feeling completely safe, no matter how high we rise. You're aware of the emptiness behind your back, the open air, and of how the forest floor has dropped away. Now, we're high enough for the first thick branches to push outwards from the trunk. At times you can rest your feet on the outward avenues of those branches, but we'll continue climbing the center trunk. There's a hole in the trunk, formed by where a big bough snapped off and has left a round, smooth hole. You'll find in there's an old nest of twigs, long abandoned. Twigs and feathers of dry moss. You'll find shell fragments too. These pecked open, empty shells have been decorated just like eggs for Easter. And in paint or felt tip, there are vivid patterns there in a child's hand. Colourful, a cartoon sun face or a single smiling flower, or some other whimsical creation. Each egg in this nest once hatched a childhood dream, and that dream was illustrated by the drawing on its intact shell. Think of the dreams you wanted to come true when you were really young. Reconnect with your infant self. What promises did you make to yourself about who you'd be, where you'd live, what you'd do? Then examine the shell fragments in this old nest. Find if any pictures in there on the shell match your dream. Did any of your dreams hatch? Now as we climb, more boughs are pushing outwards from the trunk. They form roadways of wood, wide lanes of bark that we could follow into tunnels of fluttering leaves, but we're continuing upwards to scale this central trunk. There's a coolness in the air, low cloud. Dampness tickles your skin, Occasionally we have a flash of the outer world through all these leaves. It seems that world is now in evening. The sun is setting out there. There a moment, and then gone. Clouds are drifting in. The leaves and the bark around you are becoming indistinct, fuzzy. Droplets of cool dew on the back of your neck. The trunk is less wide now, narrowing as we ascend to greater heights. Your hands and your feet find their holds instinctively, pulling yourself upwards, never tiring. You become further aware of the many unseen creatures up here, all that running, scampering behind the leaves. You may find from the corner of your eye, along some of those branches, some of the creatures watching you. Never quite visible, but you have an intuitive sense of what and where they are. Pause from climbing, hang on to the trunk here. Have any creatures emerged? Is it one you'd like to work with in future? We have resumed climbing, and the last of the mist is cleared away around you. Everything is crystal clear. The air is a little more chill, nighttime air. Now we're so high, the branches around us are little more than twigs, and the trunk that we're clinging to doesn't seem much wider than we are. The tree limbs curl out like fingers around you, feeling their way into the open air, pushing out their young, fresh leaves out into night, starry sky. You've reached the top of the world tree. Swing your legs over, grip one of those branches between them, the trunk flat against your spine, a throne to sit on high above the world. From here you can see out through the tree. The land around you is hidden in darkness, quiet. Where the sun set, There's a telltale silver line across the horizon. The stars are appearing. The Milky Way's glowing band running down overhead. Around you the wind is murmuring in the leaves, but everything seems hushed. You're in a moment of nighttime that it's a privilege to share. Feel its slow tree strength pulsing at your back, moving through your spine. You'll sense the power rising up from the roots, miles down in the earth. Energy flowing up the trunk, out to the infinite fingers that are reaching for the stars. Merge completely with that slow pulsing energy that has been alive for thousands of years. Each star in that array above your head holds a connection waiting for you. Whether it's with an ancestor, a guardian, or a loved one no longer here on Earth. While you sit here feeling far removed from the Earth below, sense with your intuition, scan the sky around you to locate a star that's calling to you. When you find it, a presence from that direction is going to start drawing close to you. Whether it's an ancestor, guardian, or departed one, they will approach you riding the light of that star as it stretches out towards you, its rays widening, brightening, until finally they enfold you. As the glow of that distant star fills your mind, surrounds your body so that you have no shadow, you'll feel that you're no longer alone. Your distant companion is now surrounded the top of the tree with light, and they are so close to you, so warm and familiar, it's almost intoxicating. Let them communicate with you by speaking or some other method that's natural to you both. Ask them for insights, quiz them, share your fears and your dreams. Ensure that in this time with them, you get everything that you need. Now our time on the great world tree is drawing to a close. Give thanks to your companion in a way that feels natural to you. Remember that you can return to the world tree at any time you choose to. It's easily within your power. It's just a few thoughts away. The light around you has gently winked out, retracted to that distant star point. You're now alone at the top of the tree, above this nighttime world. Begin to breathe in again deeply of that sleepy air. Your own body is down there somewhere, waiting for you to return. Begin to feel the world tree moving away from you as an idea. You'll feel yourself picked up as light as a leaf or a feather, letting go of the trunk, beginning to drift and to circle. To spiral downwards gently, loop outwards, loop downwards through the night air. And let's return now to our body where it's waiting for us. Remember where your body was left, whether it's sitting or lying down. Sense with your mind's eye where that body is waiting for you, and move over close to where its physical outline is. We're going to breathe ourselves back into that body, slowly and carefully. So breathe in, notice how your ribcage expands a little bit. Feel your shoulders rising slightly, and with each breath in, let yourself slide all the way down your spine, slide down through your hips, past your knees, right down to where your ankles, the soles of your feet, and your toes are. Imagine there's a very fine silver, cool dust slowly filling up your body. The ankles, up through the calves. Breathe in again and feel those many fine points, that tickling as the dust settles all the way to your knees. And now as you breathe into your body, it begins to fill upwards through your thighs. Everything's becoming cooler, heavier, all the way up now to your hips. Your legs now feel the right organic weight attached to the torso. But that dust is still settling inside your stomach. It's filling your lower chest, filling out between the ribs there, up to where your shoulder blades are. Carry on breathing in and feel the many tickling points as that dust trickles down your arms, cool right down to your fingertips. Now the wrist is filling up through your lower arm to the elbow, becomes heavier, cooling itself with that dust. It continues sliding in and filling your upper arms all the way to the shoulder. Carry on breathing inwards and outwards without any effort. That cool dust is bringing yourself back in all the way up the neck, up to where your chin is, filling up the back of your skull. Imagine the right weight is coming back to your jaw, your cheekbones and your nose. you're filling yourself back up around the eyes, there in the back of the head. Keep on breathing and explore this new heavy body. Any parts that still feel spacey or empty, adjust yourself very slightly. Breathe in again. Feel the dust settling so that all empty places now are filled. Your whole body is the right weight. The bones are joined together at the right places. You might want to try wiggling your toes a little bit, moving your fingers just a fraction so the muscles give those creak sensations. And when you do feel that your whole body has become yours again, have one more good deep breath, and with it, open up your eyes.